Hi guys, my name is Kaylee. Welcome back to my channel if you're new here. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys some tips to help you stay in a consistent Bible study routine. I remember when I first started reading the Bible, I was totally lost and I wish I had some tips. So let's just get right into it. The first tip that I have for you guys is to pick a certain time every single day and stick to that time and then make it aesthetic. So for me, I like to do my Bible study in the evenings. In the mornings, I've tried it out and I just know that there's so much going on in the day. My mind is on like the gym and work and activities, and maybe I have friends to hang out with, and my mind is just everywhere in the morning from all of the tasks that's ahead. So in the evening, I get to sit down and my mind is quiet and I get to spend the quality time with the Lord. Whenever I say make it aesthetic, maybe if you're doing it in the morning, you can have an energy drink or make yourself a cup of coffee. Since I do mine in the evenings, I like to have a cup of hot tea every night whenever I'm reading the Word. So whatever it is for you, just try to make it aesthetic and you're gonna want to do it more. The second tip that I have for you guys is to get a version of the Bible that you understand. It's going to be very hard for you to want to read the Bible if you do not understand what you are reading. So you can go to the Bible app. There's so many translations. Just kind of click on the ones that you want. Maybe choose a verse and then read it from several different translations and see which one really sticks out to you and you understand the best. I have the new international version, so I have the NIV, but other really good versions that I like
are the NLT, CSB, and ESV, and then occasionally the Message translation.
The third tip that I have for you guys is to make a plan. When I first started reading the Bible, I actually, for the first 8 or 9 months of having a quiet time, I only read from my devotion, and I really never opened up my Bible because it was all right there in my devotion, and I felt like I wasn't getting a lot out of it. So whenever I actually started reading my Bible, I was recommended to read a chapter a day of a book in the Bible and read it from start to finish. The first book that I ever read in the Bible from start to finish was Proverbs, and it was perfect because I started it in December, and Proverbs has 31 chapters and December had 31 days. So it was really easy to keep track of, but not all books of the Bible are like that, and that is okay. It just helps you really understand the Bible more if you have a set plan and you're gonna wanna read it more often when you have something to follow. Other good books to read are Proverbs, Psalms, Ephesians, Romans, and Acts. Those are just some books that I recommend. You do not have to go from Genesis, Exodus, and all the way on. The Bible is not like that, which is super cool. So you can literally start anywhere. And I would for sure start in the New Testament, but I threw in some Old Testament books in there like Psalms and Proverbs if you want a place to start. My fourth tip to you guys is to take notes and highlight things that stick out to you. This is really gonna help. For me, I always read the chapter 2 times. So the first time around that I'm reading it, I highlight things that stick out to me, or maybe some verses that I don't understand, I'll write them down. And then the second time that I go through it, that's whenever I can ask questions, maybe try to understand a little bit more of the verses, or even look things up, which brings me to my tip number 5, which is do not shy away from the internet. Genuinely, whenever I first started reading my Bible, I was like, no electronics, none of the sort. I am spending time with God, and there were so many things that I needed to look up, and even simple words or phrases. I didn't know what a parable was, I didn't know what a synagogue was, or even verses. You can look up on Google, what does Romans 10:12 mean, and it will literally have explanation for you. A friend recommended Bible Ref to me a couple weeks ago, and I've been using it, and it's actually really helpful. So do not sleep on Google or Bible Ref or anything like that. It is okay to look up questions, verses, words, any of it. My 6th tip for you guys is to do what you need to do to make it enjoyable. So rather that's having a comfy place in your room or in your house or your apartment that you can read it from. Maybe you need a change of scenery. I love going to this pond, sand pit, and just reading right off the dock. It is so peaceful, so quiet. I also love getting in my car, driving out to a dirt road, and then watching the sunset and reading my word. That's really nice too. It also helps if you have like a cute Bible, something that you enjoy looking at, or like I said, maybe you want a snack or a coffee or a drink, whatever it is while you're reading the Bible. Just do whatever you need to do to make it something that you look forward to, and don't hesitate to change it up and make it your own routine, because that's gonna make a really big difference. Just find out what works for you and stick to it, and it's gonna get you a long ways. My 7th tip for you guys is to pray before and after you read your Bible. You don't just want to read it just to read it. You want to have revelation and wisdom and understanding of His Word. So always pray before and after you read. It's really helpful and super big. The Lord always shows up. I promise you, He always shows up. My 8th and final tip for you guys is to understand the grace of God. And this goes for so many areas of your life, but specifically for when it comes to reading the Bible. If you miss a day or miss a week or even a month and you just have fell off of reading your word and you want to get back into it, do not feel like, oh man, the Lord is so mad at me right now. I haven't been in His word. He's not going to want to hear from me, so I'm just not going to read it. Understand that the Lord has grace for you and He loves you and He always wants to spend time with you, and He is such a God of grace. Do not let any thought come into your mind that the Lord is angry with you, or oh, I'm just too far gone, I haven't read it in so long, or even if you've never read it in your entire life. That is huge if you start reading your Bible. I'm so proud of you. But so is God, and He loves you so much. So that is some of my Bible reading tips that I've implemented, and it really works for me. You can also maybe add some tips. Maybe you got inspired by this video to add some tips for yourself and find a plan that works for you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it helped you out. Comment down below any tips that you guys have that maybe I missed or just that works for you, and share it with the rest of us. We would love to hear from you guys. Have an amazing week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!